I always wanted sharp tools in my kitchen. Keeping them sharp helped me in finishing my work effectively. So naturally, I started sharpening the knife with a knife cutler. The knife used to be sharp for the first 2 weeks, but eventually after 2 to 3 weeks, I'll again end up in the same feeling. I would look for once again the knife cutler. Need not say, during COVID times, the knife cutlers stopped visiting a colony, and with all the workload, literally cooking became difficult. Though it initially looked neggly at one point in time, it became very frustrating. One day I was totally annoyed. Out of frustration, I just snatched the knife out of anger on an ummi, which is called as a stone grinder in English. Within minutes, I realized that it was sharp and exactly met my requirement. However, I also dealt with the parallel thought. While this is a well-known Stone Age technique and a recursive routine, why was it that I was dependent on knife cutler and creating anxiety? A very good morning, Toastmasters and esteemed guest. In similar lines, we end up getting into a lot of anxieties with the rate of growth in cutting edge technologies and work demand, and we tend to sharpen the knife often. Of late, naturally, like we get to tend towards some online courses based on reviews, or find some subscriptions, maybe like which comes with the e-learning portal with a cost saving benefit, or worst case, in a pressing situation, we go for an in-person training session. The worst part of these approaches are, after getting the subscription purchased or after enrolling to the program, we rarely turn out to the program or read those books, and it keeps brewing forever in our to-do list, like our office coffee machines. The worst part is, in this approach, I feel dually guilty. Number one, for not adhering with consistent reading and taking it for a practical application. Number two, for the spend on the purchase of the subscription. So now, looking at the knife example, I started thinking about how to come out of this trap. What is a simple way to acquire new knowledge consistently? Surprisingly, the matter of fact is that this is also a Stone Age technique and a recursive routine. We all do this routine every day without fail, but the only problem is without proper planning, outlook, and I would say consistency or a prescribed syllabus. You know what? It's called bite-sized reading. Please help me with a smiley if you spend every day reading WhatsApp messages or social media watchouts at least for 15 minutes. Okay, while I see smileys coming up, you will also agree with me that such readings are totally an unorganized effort. Some people even prescribe me that stay away from WhatsApp and don't go into the routine of checking your WhatsApp frequently. But alternatively, I used a different technique, and I would like to share that in today's meeting with everyone. Today, for the matter of speech, I wanted you to imagine how it would be if you just play the role for 21 days, which I'm going to prescribe now. It's, as you already guessed it, it's bit-size reading. Of course, not a freestyle one, but a role with proper planning. Think of you collecting all your psychological fears systematically that you face in your day-to-day transactions. You might end up with a question for which you don't have an answer and you would like to know about it, but then it has been in your to-do list. Please take a note of it immediately in your mobile or in a notepad. Just go for it and record the voice as a question and have that captured as a list. On an average day, an adult spends 4 to 6 breaks spread across 15 to 20 minutes each. So what you can do is, when you have such free breaks, just pick one group of line-cited questions. Now, the important part is you have to categorize the questions and make them as similar categories and tag them in a group. So they are called as line-cited questions. Mark them and group them as a line-cited question and explore the answers for them during the break. With consistency, you will master a few topics shortly in a while. Believe me, I've tried it. It has worked for me. But wait, I hear your questions like, Vidya, whom do you think you're kidding? I've been trying this for all through my school years. It had been hard to keep the focus for a long time. It never worked for me. Right, hold on there. I'll give you a tip today. Each time you strike out a psychological fear from the collected list of the voice recorder or the notepad, there is one chemical in a body called as dopamine. So this dopamine keeps increasing and it gradually gives you the feel of reward and motivation. So the magic lies down in taking a pride about striking the unknowns from the list that you have collected. So that gives you a gradual new knowledge that and a feel of gratitude and accomplishment for your hard work. But again, wait, unlike knife, this journey is not going to be complete just by starting this practice. The true success lies in following the rituals and engaging with people who are like-minded to practice these skills and trigger those scenarios for your real life implementations faster. So now, having said this, I would like to have a question for our Toastmaster of the day. Sir, do you see any similarity with bit-sized reading and Toastmaster rituals? So why not come, just play the role. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Nitya Vidya Gopalan, for a wonderful speech. You started with a metaphor and